What's up, superstars? Welcome back to Crypto Cornucopia, where you come for the latest crypto news, education, and a path to prosperity. I make these videos for beginners, so if there's anybody you know that wants to learn more about crypto, share the love and share the video. As you can see, I do hours of research on YouTube every single day, so you don't have to. I know you're busy, so set the video to 1.5 or 1.75 so you get through it quick. Use the links below for more information on what I bring or to sign up and get your journey started. Ask questions so I can help you learn, and watch out for the scammers down in the comments below. If it looks weird, it is weird. Here we go. It is November 10th, 2021, and I cannot contain my excitement. It is crazy today, and it's got a lot to do with the fact that rates for inflation are getting higher and higher. So apparently that's brought Bitcoin back up to 68. I think it touched 69 earlier today. And the sentiment is at 61, and Ethereum is at 62, and that's doing well as well. Loop Ring still on a tear. Found out why. It was because that there was a rumor, and I guess it hasn't been confirmed yet, that GameStop is working with them to do NFTs. So it's still pumping on that. You know, GameStop has a lot of followers behind it, so I think a lot of them are buying into that. And we got Dash, which is a money play, like straight up currency. Loom Network, IOTX, Solana still hitting it. District 0x, maybe I'll have to look into that one because that's been there for a couple of days. Verge and AirSwap. All right, taking a look into the charts. That was Trade the Chain, by the way. This is Market Rebellion, and had to bring up Bitcoin here. Yeah, you can see this wick came up and it was right up around 69. So we are at all-time highs right now, and we're in undiscovered territory. So we have a lot to go over. Let's get right into the news. Okay, so we have a lot of massive crypto news. Right before we get into it, the term of the day is ETF, Exchange Traded Fund. This is a way for institutions, for people that are in traditional money, to get exposure to Bitcoin and not have to actually hold it themselves. And a lot of people just feel more comfortable with that. It seems silly to me because you're paying a premium just to have that when you can have it, the actual asset yourself. But this is what people feel comfortable with, and that's what they're going to go with. So ETF, Exchange Traded Fund, and there's some news about that we'll get into a little bit. Also, before we get started, I Trust Capital. If you guys are in the market, you're making gains right now, well, you can take some of those gains and then put it into I Trust Capital. It's a crypto IRA, and you're allowed up to $7,000 a year to go into any IRA. So let's say that you've made $7,000 in gains. Well, you can take that $7,000, put it into IRA, and now all of a sudden that you don't have to owe taxes on that. So you better believe I'll be doing that. Oh, and don't sign up until the 14th. They are waiving all fees. There will be no more monthly fees for I Trust Capital after November 14th. All right, here we go. Apple Pay has 383 million users globally. Apple CEO Tim Cook has said that adding crypto payments in the app is being considered. And he had an interview yesterday, and essentially what he said is he owns Bitcoin, and that right now Apple is not. But you can't say that a company this big that has that many users is not taking a look at what everybody else is doing. Cash App, PayPal, everybody out there that's making money off this right now, and you think they're just going to sit on the sidelines and not do anything? That's just a matter of time, in my opinion. And Lark Davis, by the way. All right, Market Rebellion, they're taking a look at Bitcoin right here. And remember this wedge that I brought to you guys last week? We broke out of it, and the resistance previously was right here at about 67. Broke right through that, came down, and then you can see that it was usually resistance turns into support, and that's what happened here. So it came up, came back down, tapped the line, and then it's going back up now. So again, we're in discovery mode right here. It's exciting times. And one of the reasons for that is what I've been talking about for weeks now, the net transfer volume from and to exchanges. This is the 7-day moving average. So back here, there was a lot of Bitcoin inflowing into the exchanges. Now what's happening is it's accelerating outward. People are taking it off the exchange, and what that means is that they're holding it. So they don't want it on exchanges for, well, let's face it, it's a centralized entity, and centralized entities get hacked all the time. target even credit score companies that are supposed to be protecting your data and know everything about you have been hacked. So this is one of the reasons that decentralized networks are so important in a lot of people's minds. The other reason is percent balance on exchanges. So like I just said, people are taking it off the exchanges. It's at an all-time low. It's getting lower and lower and lower. This is simple supply and demand. If you do not have an asset on an exchange available for sale, that increases the value of that asset. All right. Also, Bitcoin closing on an all-time high. This is actually yesterday, and the search volume is insanely low. So you know how I always talk to you guys about trying to follow the indicators for when the top of the market is. And there are a lot of things that you can look at because of the on-chain analysis. Well, it seems likely this rally is not being led by retail yet. It looks like big money is quietly buying and then taking it off the exchange, essentially, from what we just learned. So basically what happens when retail gets in, like up here, is they'll start searching. This is a Google search. They'll start searching for Bitcoin or crypto. And we're not seeing any of those signs yet. Retail is not in. Well, not as much as last time anyway. All right, here's the big news. Spain's Santander Bank to offer Bitcoin-based ETF. Okay, so who do we have now? We have Canada, we have Australia, we have Brazil, and we have Spain. And we're still sitting on the sidelines with our crappy futures-based ETF. All big banks will seriously consider starting crypto trading soon, says former Citigroup CEO. This is huge. Like one of the biggest banks in the world, the CEO is coming out and saying, hey, yeah, you're right. We don't want to get blockbustered. We don't want to go out of business, so we have to change with the times. None of this stuff happened back in 2017, by the way. With that big blow-off peak, yeah, we had a lot of retail come in, and then they just sold off. Well, if you're having countries, you're having the hugest institutions in the world come and buy, they're not just going to come and buy and sell it all like retail did. Retail is there just to make money. What institutions are now doing is they're putting it on the bank sheets and they're taking loans out. So they're taking off the exchanges, putting it on their balance sheet and saying, yeah, we have Bitcoin. All right, so this is just, this is Benjamin Cohen, by the way, awesome TA guy. And he's bringing up the fact that Bitcoin is number 8 in the world right now at 1.277 trillion. It's about to take over silver. That's only a matter of time. Then there's Amazon at 1.769. Then Alphabet, which is parent of Google, 1.9. And then I don't know what Saudi Aramco is. Maybe that's oil. But that's about 2 trillion. And then Apple is at 2.46. Microsoft 2.5. And then you have gold up at 11.6. And what was the story that we brought yesterday? Yesterday, a hedge fund that has about $450 billion said, yeah, we sold gold and put it into Bitcoin. So it's only a matter of time that some of this funnels out and gets into Bitcoin. Not going away. All right, so the point here is that they had, this was actually from yesterday. Started doing this last night. There's a bullish cross on the MACD. That's down here. And when it goes up, you usually see a pump. And they're both on, what do you say it? Like a positive trend. They're both trending upward. So when they're both trending upward and you get the bullish cross, you see a pump, which we saw more of today. So this is the accumulation trend score from Market Rebellion. And you can see it's heated, right? And when you have the yellow and red, that means that it's hot, and then it's most likely going to come back down. Well, what's happening is we're still accumulating, and just like I showed you in the previous slides, it's going off of the exchanges, which means that people are just holding it. So we're actually really cold right now. Once you start seeing this in the this particular trend in yellow and we're overheated, that's when you might want to take some profits, unless you're in this for long term, years and years. All right, so we brought this up yesterday for Link. It's called a double cup and handle, or I'm sorry, I put it there yesterday and we were going to talk about it. And then I just watched the one from today and put it down here. And I think this is it. No, it's better. Come on, baby. All right. Well, essentially, Link broke out, and I was mentioning yesterday that what he waits for is that confirmation that it's breaking above 35. So that was right. Yeah, double compound. Okay. So confirmation that was going to break. Oh, let's bet. Okay. So here's the other one, Link. Yeah, we're waiting for it to break above 35, and it did break out. Right now, it's at 37. And so I went ahead and bought some more today, and I'm going to wait for it to get up to 44, sell some off. And then if it does break up above 55, then I'll buy back in, because what happens a lot in crypto is if it reaches an all-time high, then it tends to break out for another 10, 20%. All right, so they were talking about VET yesterday, and there's another double cup and handle, and they came back today, and essentially it is heading back up as well. So VeChain is still a good buy if that's something that you wanted to get into. Not financial advice. All right, so the Bitcoin ROI. This is just a great one brought by Anthony Pompliano. He's talking about the return on investment versus USD. This was in the first year, and then we're all the way into the 10th year. And this is against gold, and then also against the S&P. So every single year that Bitcoin has been out, it's been the best investment. All right, then Bitcoin versus select indexes and assets. Bitcoin's ROI performance as well as risk-adjusted return has outperformed most benchmarks over most timeframes. So you can see it against gold, S&P, NASDAQ, all of them. It crushes them all. All right, so the buying interest at 1 trillion contour map of every Bitcoin at the price they last changed hands between investors. Huge price validation between 50 and 60K. Bitcoin as a 1 trillion asset class is now cemented. Hard to see it dropping below this zone. So what Willy Woo, one of my favorite on-chain analysts, is saying is that he doesn't think, because we have actually reached this in the analysis that he does through Glassnode and his own information, he makes his own models. He doesn't think that it's going to drop below 50 and 60K. And I personally trust him, believe that he's a genius. And if he's saying that it's not going to get below between 50 and 60K, then that gives me some comfort as to where this market is heading, and then also the investments that I make in the future, because we're not going to have that 80-90% drop they had in 2017. There's too many things going on. There's too many people adopting it. I can't see it dropping that far. So Apple CEO Tim Cook just said he owns Bitcoin and Ethereum. This shouldn't surprise anyone that a technologist is interested in technologies. Agreed. Now MasterCard is now allowing Bitcoin payments in Asian countries, not in America yet. And 94% of people will consider using at least one emerging payment method, such as QR codes, digital or mobile wallets, cryptocurrencies, etc. 74% of respondents said that they would shop at small businesses with greater frequency if they offered additional payment options. And 45% of those who surveyed in APAC say they are likely to consider using cryptocurrency in the next year. Okay, 45%. Right now, I think we're only at 10%. There are only 100 million people in the world that are using cryptocurrencies right now, and I just think that's going to explode. And that is what we call a network effect, where cryptocurrency is creating a network. It's creating a following. All right, so Landry's is a restaurant chain, and I had to go look it up because I couldn't find any restaurants that I personally use, except for Morton's Steakhouse around here. But Bubblegum Shrimp is one of them. But what they're doing is they have 1.2 million customers in the restaurant chain, and what they're doing is in their members, what's the word? Their membership program. When you sign up, you accumulate points. Once you get a certain number of points, they're going to give you $25 in Bitcoin. So they're adopting this. They want to bring people in. This is huge news for me. NVIDIA, if you don't know who they are, they're a company that does graphics cards. And gamers that need a graphics card for better graphics in the games and running faster. And then also some cryptos are mined through the NVIDIA within a desktop computer. So NVIDIA is already into it, whether they like it or not. And they're just processing information. But what happened in crypto is in order to mine with a computer, people started adopting NVIDIA cards because they're the best of the best. So what they're doing is they're creating an omniverse. They're creating a platform where people can build their own metaverse. So I think that was huge. And again, a lot of adoption. All right, so this is part of the NFTs as well. So I thought this was pretty cool. So they're actually driving around real world and they're creating signal paths. And they're sending out these sensors that is essentially mapping the world. And they're going to integrate that into a specific metaverse and allow people to use that as well. Thought that was really cool. This I think is also huge. OpenSea is a marketplace for NFTs, by the way, has officially surpassed 1 billion in gross market volume after a record few days. More impressively, OpenSea facilitated 1 billion in volume in 2021 alone. So in 2018, they did for the whole year 473K. In 2019, 8 million. 2020, 24 million. And now 2021, we're not even done. We still have a little over a month and 2 weeks, and they're already passing a billion. This is huge. NFTs are big. NFTs are part of gaming, besides just collectibles. So again, this isn't going anywhere. Discord is a way for a community to come together, and whoever creates that specific Discord group can segment the chat rooms. So you can have it for developers, you can have it for traders, you can have it for specific NFTs. So you can change that out instead of just having a group of people all talking about everything together. So what they're doing is they're hinting at Ethereum compatibility. Jason Citron posted a screenshot that shows Discord connecting to Ethereum saying probably nothing. And there's a button in the picture saying connect to MetaMask. Now this would be huge because everybody that has a community uses Discord, Telegram, and says go check out my Twitter. Now if you can have people go into the Discord, be a part of that community, and then be able to reward them or hold any types of loyalty programs. You can do all kinds of things is the point. And it's a lot easier because I've seen people give away. I've seen crypto channels give away, $25 in Bitcoin. I think yesterday Pompliano gave $150 away to Bitcoin for anybody that came to his live chat. And it's a pain in the butt for them because they're trying to pick somebody out. Okay, now you have to contact me. What if you send the wrong address? What if you leave a letter out? Whatever the case is, it's a pain in the butt. But now they can do this Discord community and say, okay, if you're in this Discord at this time, then you can get that prize. But anyway, it's a huge deal. It's another way to integrate where people are meeting in the masses. All right, so this is Ethereum, and this is from Paul Barron. He's got his own analytics over there. And what he's saying here is that the amplification, what they call it flippening. So when the amp gets higher than the sentiment, then there's a run-up. And what they've seen lately is the amp has gone back up again. And this is what they're projecting over the next 2 weeks. So actually not even the next 5 days. The high could be as high as 6,348, and the low could be it could be 5,200. So he's saying the low is going to be 5,200 by November 15th. And this is the past, and you can see it's been fairly accurate. Obviously, it runs under, but there's only a few times where it goes underneath. For the most part, it runs up, and the lowest here is at 5,200. So that's great news. That's great news to hear for Ethereum holders. All right, and ETH continues to hit new all-time highs. Supply squeeze seems more probable since the staking contract hit 8.2 million ETH. So what that means is people now stake their ETH to get percent. I think it's like 4 or 5% that they get. You have to hold it in there for 2 years, but if you believe in this industry and you think that Ethereum is going to do well, get up to 5, 10, 20,000 per ETH, well, then wouldn't you want to get 5% off of that? I personally think there's better ways to do it. I know of different yield farms to do that on, but this is what people know, and that's what they want to do. So since October 1st, more than 860K ETH left centralized exchanges, decreasing the supply available. So supply shock, same thing that we were just talking about. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is part of his model. They know that this has been happening, that ETH has been leaving exchanges, that it's been getting locked up and you can't take it out. So that creates a supply shock. Okay, so assuming BTC, Bitcoin, continues to follow in the footsteps of Q4 2017, we could expect Bitcoin to rally even higher into the month end. For some context, a 220% in Q4 of this year would imply a price of 96,355. And Plan B has said that's going to be happening this month. Now, he's been right the last 4 months, but who knows? But with all the news that I've been seeing, with Spain getting their ETF, with a possibility, oh, by the way, oh, this is right next. Okay, perfect. All right, so this was a great piece of news. CryptosRUs brought up. These are all the ETFs that are filed right now. These are all the ETFs that have been put in front of the SEC, and some of them are Ethereum, but these are all the ones that the SEC has to do something about. Here's a current list of Bitcoin and crypto ETF filings with the SEC. Next big date is still 11/14, which is 4 days from now, for VanEck spot Bitcoin. It will be either approved or denied from SEC. No more delays. And the SEC hasn't come out and said, we're definitely not going to do it. So they're either waiting to the last day, or there's a strong possibility this gets passed. Okay, and that means that the 96,000 for Q4 or Q4, yeah, that could hit, and then Plan B could be right. And I think it's funny, actually, he's saying, like, I don't know, he thinks Plan B is an alien or from the future. he keeps predicting it, and it comes out right. All right, this is Ellio Trades. This is very cool. Just in, Russia ministries want to legalize Bitcoin and crypto mining as an entrepreneurial activity. The last few years, China, Russia, no, ban it. It's illegal. You can't use it. Well, they came out and said they want to make it legalized. All right, so BTC now, alts later, but be prepared for a shakeout in between. Now, this is kind of playing into what I've been thinking. I think the run-up for the rest of this year is going to be big, and I think possibly people are going to wait to sell until like January 1st, the first week of January. Why? Because for this tax year in 2021, if you sell on January 1st of 2022, you don't have to pay the capital gains until 2022 tax season. So that just means that you have more profit now to make more decisions for 2022, because everybody thinks it's going to keep going from here. And I'm starting to think so as well. But I do think there will be a dip right in the first 2 weeks of January, and then go back up from there. All right, so we have seen it time and time again when BTC and ETH make major moves like they're doing right now. The huge amount of fresh capital will find its way eventually, at least partially, into altcoins, which it's already doing. And it's going slowly, which is nice, slowly up and to the right, leading to the massive altcoin seasons everybody has come to love. So while everyone's eyes are on BTC and ETH, try to think a step ahead and not miss the catch-up price action by fundamentally sound altcoins, which is what I bring to you. That is literally what I do. If there are tokens that are altcoins that I think are fundamentally sound and other people talk about them, I consume 4 hours a day of information. I don't bring everything to you guys here. To make things a bit tricky, more often than not, we get some sort of sell-off after BTC rally and just before an altcoin season. It would be too easy to just rotate from BTC to altcoins, right? We'll try to manage your risk and scale in and out of positions. If you play your cards right and catch only 60 or 70% of major price swings, you're already outperforming most crypto investors. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I do with the trading series as well. All right, so this is CryptosRUs talking about Solana. But what he's really talking about is Coghen. Coghen, I cannot believe nobody's been talking about this one. It's just coming out now after it's been up 900% in the last month. And he goes into the whole video. It's linked down below. he goes into throughout the video what is so great about Cadena and what they're trying to do. But he's comparing it to Solana down here at 20 bucks. And then look what happened. Before people really knew about it, what was going on, before it was mainstream. Well, it's starting to pick up now. Look at the ecosystem here. All right, none of them are listed on Coinbase. These are all the projects that are working in Cadena right now. Okay, and none of them are on Coinbase. So when they do, that could obviously pop up within it, if and when. All right, so these are the DeFi and the dApps. Wrapped Cadena on Ethereum. In progress lending platform, so they're doing that. New developer grant projects ongoing. So this is what Avalanche is doing with their 220 million. This is what Polygon did with their hackathon at 100,000. This is what Metis is doing for 1 million. And Solana, well, what Solana is doing left and right over there, so to bring developers in. All right, new NFT projects, Cadena. Fiat on-ramp. Thank you. I'm literally going to I'm trying to figure out how to get Fiat on-ramp straight onto Avalanche and these other chains, because right now it's all Ethereum. It's driving me nuts because I don't want to spend that much money to send stuff over there. But anyway, Cadena Sustainable Mining Initiative, Ethereum Bridge launch, Wrapped ETH. So basically everything is in progress or about to be done at the end of this year. Testnet bridge to Terra, that's Luna, and then also Celo, which is cool. It's they're being interoperable. All right, this is what really got me though. Check this out. Our advisors, Cadena's advisory team consists of experts such as Dr. Stuart Haber, the co-inventor of blockchain technology. Everything that I talk about is built on. This guy is the co-inventor. He goes back. He's old school. He's not an investor. He's an advisor. Okay, so most cited author in Satoshi Nakamoto's renowned white paper. Okay, so this guy's helping them out. All right, so you can pause and read up on that if you want. But this is another one that I am so excited about because this game right here, it's called Gods Unchained. All right, it's a card game, and what they've done is you pick a deck. One of my custom decks. All right, and then you take these cards, and you get a certain number of them per play. But these are your cards. These are NFTs. These are worth something. Actually, do I have one in there? There's a dragon in here that I got that was really rare. Anyway, the point is that they have created their own layer on top of Ethereum with no fees. So they're not just doing this game. They've got a whole marketplace. Actually, let's check it out, see if it goes to it. Let's see. All right, so Gods Unchained, Collective, Guild of Guardians Heroes looks pretty cool. They've got a whole bunch of stuff here. All right, so they got NFTs. This is their own marketplace. This is like OpenSea. So you can go into each one of these and you can buy them. Okay, at extremely low fees. And then you can sell yours in inventory. So I'm waiting for that to be completely finished. And I'm just really excited about that. All right, so the point of this article is Ember Sword partners with Immutable X and migrates from Polygon. So they were on Polygon and then left to go to Immutable X. So not great news for Polygon, but they've got a lot of other stuff going on, so I'm not worried about them. However, it's a big deal to up and move to another chain. It's really difficult to do that. So the fact that they're doing that and Polygon is already cheap, it's a lot for them to say. All right, so this is IMX is the token. Yeah, I picked some up today. You better believe it because I'm super excited about it. It's really low cap right now. It just came out a few days ago. Came up like $5-6, went down to $3, and then I picked it up at $4. So IMX is the native token of Immutable X, aiming to be Ethereum's Stripe for NFTs. Immutable X is Ethereum's first zero-knowledge rollup, ZK rollup, scaling protocol for gas-free NFT minting and trading. Look at what Solana did because of NFTs. Just imagine when this really takes off. The protocol has announced integrations with marketplaces such as OpenSea, Mintable, Token Trove, and is powering some of the largest NFT plays across Super Farm, which is Ellio Trades, his project, collectibles, and gaming. So green Park Sports, Illuvium, the game that I believe is going to be huge, launching in December, and My Crypto Heroes. All right, so they're hyper secure scaling because they use Starkware, but they're right on top of Ethereum. They're not considered a layer 2, and it's actually considered more secure. All right, so this is what I'm ending off with. I realized afterwards that does not look like a great picture, but what he's saying here for VeChain is that there's a cup and handle right here, and it just went above that handle. And what you do is you measure the line from the bottom of the cup up to here, and he's expecting it to get up to about 25 cents. So if you were going to day trading, this is what he said you'd be watching out for. It broke above 17. He's saying that most likely, according to the chart, it could get up to 25, and that's where he would be taking profits, waiting to see what it would do at this line. But if it breaks above the line, remember what we say, this would be an all-time high. All-time highs in crypto usually break out even further. So that's what he's waiting to see there. And then, yeah, that was about it. All right, that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you made it to the end, thank you. Wanted to do something at the end of this video to show down below of each of my videos. I put the links for every video that I reference, and in the future, I'll be putting a tag up in the upper right-hand corner so that video will be available to you. If you want to go ahead and watch it right there, you would just click on that. Also, down below here, there are ways to support the channel. You can open up with Chime, and each of you would get, will get $100. And you'll get $100 if you deposit $200 within 45 days. You can join Celsius, get $50 in Bitcoin from putting in 400 or more, and also with Crypto.com and Voyager. The Market Rebellion is the software that I use for the markets, and Trade the Chain is what I use for the market sentiment. Also, the Udemy blockchain course right here, I think everybody should do this as a foundation to understand what blockchain technology is. It's a free video. It's only an hour, and you can set it at 1.5, 1.75 and get through it quick, just so you have an understanding of what exactly all this is. Take care. Have a great day.